Hello, I'm a guy that likes to talk about music and sometimes just the memories that some music can bring. And today I want to talk about George Harrison and a song called I Want to Tell You. So I guess you could say that I want to tell you about I Want to Tell You. He sings, I want to tell you, my head is filled with things to say, but when you're near, all those words just seem to slip away. Yeah, I think that's something that a lot of people can relate to. You know what I should have said? Well, I was going to say something. The song is actually a Beatles song, originally a Beatles song. It was on the Revolver album, I think, but I've always preferred the live version, a live version that he did. It was on in the early '90s, '92, I think. He released Live in Japan, or maybe the full title was George Harrison Live in Japan with Eric Clapton and his band. Uh, yeah, I was talking about this album once before and how I like that title, if that is the actual full title, because it kind of rhymes, George Harrison, live in Japan with Eric Clapton and his band. I bought that. I bought that on tape cassette while I was in the Persian Gulf, probably either UAE or Bahrain. Yes, believe it or not, there were good music stores there in the Middle East. There in some Persian Gulf port cities. They had Hardee's and Kentucky Fried Chicken too, and I was pretty excited about finding that tape because I thought maybe I'd found a bootleg or maybe an album that wasn't available in America. For some reason, record companies release records in Japan that aren't released in America, or at least they used to, anyways. I don't know why that is. Why Japan? Or maybe I'd found a bootleg of a live concert. I found a few of those overseas in both the Persian Gulf and Singapore. So yeah, I was pretty excited about finding that. I thought I had something special, but it was indeed available in America. I saw an ad for it in Rolling Stone magazine, but the covers were different. The cover in the American release had a cover that looked similar to George Harrison's "The Best of Dark Horse" Volume 2 album. And the one I had a picture of George Harrison. That was the same picture that was on the 45 single of Got My Mind Set on You. Got My Mind Set on. But anyway, yeah, I really liked that album. It had What Is Life and While My Guitar Gently Weeps, Here Comes the Sun, something, etc. But I Want to Tell You was definitely the highlight for me. I mean, not at first. Back then I remember What Is Life was probably the highlight for me. Na 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 na. But years later, I really got into this song. I really like the intro. Now 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 doom 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 doom. And I really noticed the keys in it too. Da 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 da. Na 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 na. Yeah, the piano and the organ. Yeah, Eric Clapton must have had a good band. I read about the song once. I don't remember everything, but apparently the song is about how people could have things that they want to say. They have feelings or thoughts that they want to express, but they just can't come up with the words. And the song was inspired by his studies in Eastern spirituality, Eastern philosophy, and Eastern religion. And I don't know a lot about Hinduism, but some of that has a lot in common with Buddhism. Some Buddhism, like our brains, are material objects living in a material world, and so words can only come from a material object. But there is more to say than your material brain can conjure up. It's very similar, I think, to a song by the Police, the do 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 da 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 da, or whatever that song was titled. Yeah, Sting also studied Buddhism, so I suspect that maybe George and Sting were singing about similar things. However, this song means something totally different to me. Whenever I hear it these days, it takes me back to a certain time. It takes me back to when I was in college, and I had a huge crush on this one woman that was in one of my classes. We were both people who started college late. We were both grown up, so I don't know if I can use the word crush or not. Maybe crush is just what kids and teens have. But anyway, I really liked her a lot. I had a grown-up crush, and we did talk at times, mostly about class, but there were things that I wanted to tell her, like I wanted to ask her out. I was going to do it, today is the day, but when I was around her, all those words just seemed to slip away. Yeah. When I was around her, I just got so nervous. I was like a little junior high kid or something. And so I didn't do it that day. So I had to tell myself, it's all right. I'll get to it next time around. Next time around. Yeah. So yeah, there were things that I wanted to tell her and to say to her, to ask her. And but when she was near, things just dragged me down. Also, a quote from the song. And it was around this same time that I was on a big Beatles and George Harrison kick, and so that's what that song will always mean to me. So yeah, I listened to that song for the first time in years the other day, and I really enjoyed hearing it. It was fun to hear, and even hearing George Harrison's voice. It's like his voice just sounded so friendly to me. Listening to George Harrison was like it was like seeing an old friend again, an old dear friend, a very kind friend, a friendly friend. Yeah, but like I said, I don't care for the Beatles studio version. Like it's got George's voice recorded in some kind of psychedelic style. I never could get into the studio version. But anyway, this has just been me geeking out about some song I love. I like to talk about music because, I don't have anyone to talk about music with, so I do this instead. And I'd like to get into another part of the song, a line that I think is interesting, but I should really get up and do something productive today because I don't know how long that will take me to talk about. So maybe some other time. Now, 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 now.